Christian, and I'm here to talk about this interesting book, which is recently put out in French by the criminologist named Jean Claude Bernheim, and it's called An escadron de la mort au Québec. It's in French, of course, and it's basically positing that the police in Montreal actually had a death squad which would target criminals, bank robbers mainly, in the from 1960 to 70 and so forth. So it's obviously a very controversial idea because it is true that the police would be shooting down a lot of people. And in fact, one of those cops himself, Robert Bernard, who's mentioned in the book, personally told me once that a bullet costs only 16 cents, whereas putting a criminal in prison costs $60,000 a year. So he was very proud of his high body count. Their MO at the time was to basically wait till a robber was coming out of a bank or something and just shoot him down. And they, in the case of Menard, he was not apologetic about it at all. But whether that can actually be described as a death squad is an entirely different question, because, go up on your Wikipedia and find a definition, and I don't think it's really a political thing. So that's another debate. But the book itself is full of information. A lot of it is he quite openly admits it's taken from the crime press, and he cherry picks his stories. The great murder of John Slavy on Sherbrooke and Cavendish, which was probably a planted gun situation where the cops killed this guy who they really didn't like. So there are plenty of examples. I find that the actual, it would be nice to have a list. The photos are okay. There's a few photos, not great. And it would have been nice to have him talk to more police officers. Nonetheless, the book is it's a hot book for people, especially criminals who justify themselves by saying that the cops were crooked and the cops were out for me, so that's why I had to be super aggressive. This particular picture is probably my favorite. It shows some of the cops who were behind this very scenario, shooting down the criminals. So that's my very brief book review. Thank you.